what everybody knew before me was that I was gay. So I came out as gay when I was 15, and I shocked nobody except for myself, who was like, "How did you all know?"
Okay.
But so my journey has been sort of winding, and my discovering who I am in my sexuality and in my gender has all been sort of intertwined. But I do, I remember when I first learned how to write, I got a little journal, and I wrote one thing in it, and I wrote, "I want to be a boy." And I don't know if you remember this, but you found it, and you made fun of me, and I buried it somewhere in the basement. It's probably still there.
I don't remember that.
Well, you made fun of me for most things, because siblings, right?
Right, siblings.
It wasn't even about that. It was,
Yeah, an opportunity to make
I
fun
found
of a
your
sibling.
journal, and I'm going to make fun of you
Right.
for it,
Today I would do it if you had missed any punctuation or spelled things wrong.
which I'm
But-
sure I did, because I was 5, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I remember that, and I remember just feeling hot with shame at having someone read that, even just having written it down and looking at it myself. And I remember feeling shameful that that's not something you're supposed to do. I mean, I'm not supposed to feel that way. And it was definitely not a like, I want to be a boy because boys have more like fun toys. It was, I want to be a boy.
Yeah, it's in here. It's not because of any external gratification, that's for sure. Because wow, in the world would I have chosen to go through what I've gone through to get whatever.
Yeah. And I remember kind of keeping that inside, and then I sort of discovered my sexuality in high school and came out as gay and shocked nobody again. And I think I kind of realized like, oh, it's okay that I'm masculine because I'm a lesbian, and so lesbians are allowed to be butch, and that's like accepted. So now that I've come out as gay, I can like wear a suit. I wore a tux to prom, and I felt like this is all cool because I'm gay, and that's fine if you're gay. And that explains all that other stuff.
Yep.
And I think I've had some great conversations with folks both older and younger than me in the LGBT community, and I think if I was younger and born at a time when transgender was more well known, I would just have been a boy and grown up to be a straight boy. If I was much older and had to fight as hard as some folks had to fight just to be butch lesbians,
Well, not the butch lesbian.
You're right.
I'm a femme lesbian.
But I might just be a butch lesbian and had stopped at that. But I came out at a time when being gay, I had a very supportive family. I had a very supportive community of friends. I grew up in liberal Massachusetts, which helped.
Did you know it was liberal?
I did, yeah. I was still scared, because you hear stories of kids getting disowned, and there were 2 folks in my class in high school, including myself, who were out as gay. The other was a boy who was kicked out of his house. And so I was scared. I think in retrospect, I didn't have as much reason to be scared of my family as I was if I look at my family. But I was scared because of everything you hear out in the world.
Right.
I found out after I came out that my mom played on a lesbian softball team when we were little. Nobody told us that. Yeah. But my mom, mom knew because I asked her when I was 7, I guess, if you can have a baby without there being a father involved. I was like, can we just get rid of that step? Because that seems unnecessary. But so, I came out as gay, and then I lived in that identity for a little while through college, and then started to feel like, that's not the whole thing. That's not everything. For me, I have lots of lesbian friends, and they seem very comfortable in this identity, and I think for me there's something else going on too. And that's when I started to kind of test the waters with identifying. And I didn't call it trans at the time because I really felt like if I was going to call myself trans, I had to just go be a boy and only be a boy and stop,
Right.
take hormones and have surgery and do all those things. And I didn't really know if there was a gray area for me to live in. And so I kind of built that gray area, and I built my supports coming out sort of strategically to people, after having conversations about gender is a social construct, hey, by the way,
Right, and fill them out
know,
ahead of time. I
sort
did
of
that up
finding
here.
my allies. And by the time I really came out as trans, I think my family wasn't surprised because I had talked about gender. I actually gave my dad the book Gender Outlaw to read, which is a great book.
It is.
Took me maybe a couple of weeks to get through. It took my dad several months because he would pick it up and read a paragraph and be like, I don't even know what just happened in my brain. Put it down and go think about it, chew on it for a while, and come back to it, a week later after he'd sort of let that paragraph settle and then try again. But I'd planted enough seeds that most people that I am close to were not shocked.